Greetings, Internet, and today we are looking at a relic of Internet's past. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going as far back as Friendster. Now, for the older amongst you in the audience, you're probably gonna go, oh, I remember her, but the younger of you are gonna have no idea what any of the things I'm talking about are. Just at all. But today we're gonna be talking about Tila, who was MySpace famous. By the way, I made a joke about Tila in my public speaking class and no one laughed because no one knew who she was. If you're wondering what that experience was like, it was awful. It was so embarrassing I wanted to crawl under a rock and die, which is why I'm making this video. So that way people will get the joke next time. But seriously, Tila was actually all the rage back in the day. She was essentially the most popular page on MySpace. Anyway, Tila was actually born... You know, I know a lot of things in my life, and if there's one thing I do know, it's that I should not pronounce that name because I will butcher it. But yes, Tila rose to prominence after becoming an artist who primarily promoted her music through MySpace. The article on her actually even talks about how Jeffree Star was behind the Tila on MySpace. That's right, we have a weird crossover today. They mentioned Jeffree Star as being one of the biggest MySpace pages, but not as big as Tila. Of course, they also talk about the other new and up-and-coming and famous MySpace pages, that being Hollywood Undead and Fall Out Boy. Yes, that was Tila's competition back in the day, but nobody could compare to the fame and friends that Tila had. For all intents and purposes, as far as celebrity goes, Tila was a celebrity by way of MySpace. By the way, look at how they describe Jeffree Star in this article, because oh my god. There's Jeffree Star, a transvestite who resembles Marilyn Manson as styled by Lil' Kim, and who raps about stealing boys from their girlfriends. Guys, this article wasn't written that long ago. A transvestite, Jeffree Star. Oh my god. Anyway, as I said, Tila was an artist, a singer, a pop singer, but she wasn't just any pop singer. In fact, the specific genre of pop music that she inhabited, that was called skank pop. Tila was ultimately famous for being skinny, pretty, wearing basically next to nothing, and singing about a good piping. You know what? God bless America, because I can't believe that's... Her songs have not aged well, I will say that. I can't obviously play a song, but I'm gonna give you a dramatic reading of one of the verses in one of her famous songs, Fuck Ya Man. Tila get it crunk, so I drop it like it's hot. I see you in the corner, grilling me from over there. 'Cause you know ya boos like to hit me straight rare, nutting up inside while he's pulling my hair. Oh, a lyrical genius by any other name is just as sweet. You know, people today complain about Bad Baby, but there was always somebody like her, okay? It doesn't just go away or magically appear. It's always been there. Tila had it all, right? She had a clothing line, she had a cell phone brand deal. By the way, these are all things that were really rare in their time. I know, like, even schlubs like me can open up a merch store or get a brand deal with a business, but back then, it was really rare for it to happen, so this is a big deal. She even appeared on the cover of magazines and actually got her own TV shows because of her fame. Yes, it was called A Shot at Love with Tila, and it had bachelors and bachelorettes vying for Tila's attention. Occasionally, there would be fights and drama because, you know, reality TV, and again, I can't play the audio, but you're watching two Pauly D lookalikes punch each other right now, which, you know, nothing's more 2000s than tribal tattoos and pointy hair. She was also on the famous TV show Big Brother, which I think is still on. Reality TV is weird. I don't like it. Anyway, she was everywhere. She was famous. She was pretty much a household name. Any teenage guy pretty much thought about her 24/7. She was really famous. Oh, but internet, you know one thing, and it's that if you're on my channel, you did a big oopsie. And I don't honestly think I've seen an oopsie as bad as Tila's in such a long time. There's something so graceful about how far and how fast she fell.
The New World Order. because I like where I come from, like Mars. Because I'm from the future. The, immigrants and Muslims or whatever over flooding Paris. Anyways, I guess in heaven there's still penis sky clouds. Actually, that was the clone of me.
Oh, yes. Oh, she went crazier than Alex Jones at a flat earth fight. On an unrelated note, because I also didn't know where to fit this in 2010, Tila Tequila performed at the meeting of the Juggalos. How she ended up there, I don't know, but she was there. Anyway, she got on stage and started making fun of the Juggalos, because apparently she didn't know why she was there. Then the Juggalos threw rocks and bottles at her because she was insulting them. After getting cut on the face, she ran to her trailer. They shook her trailer and were trying to tip it over, breaking the windows. She climbed out of the trailer and into her SUV, where they shattered one of her windows. Apparently, also earlier that day, one of the Juggalos stabbed another man. So, Juggalos seem nice. Maybe that blow to the head actually ended up fucking up Tila Tequila's brain, but most people assume that she did copious amounts of drugs that led her to saying so many awful and crazy things. But it's fun to speculate, I'll tell you that much, because what comes next is gonna blow your fucking mind. Tila actually, a little bit into one of the seasons of Big Brother, released a picture with her dressed as a Nazi, standing in front of Auschwitz, talking about her love for Hitler. Oh boy. Guys, and when I say she did that, she didn't just say that she was a Nazi. No. Tila Tequila said that she was the reincarnation, body and soul of the Adolf Hitler. She said that he was, quote, a brilliant artist, quote, ahead of his time, and she even had said that she shares the same hopes and dreams as him, end quote. She did also wish Hitler a happy birthday on his birth date of 4/20, and better than that, she put a Hitler mustache on her baby. Okay. But wait, guys, there's more. How could there be more? Oh, but there is. I'm sorry, I can't stop. There's just so much. Tila, after losing everything she had worked for, then said that she was God. Just God. There you go. These are some of her tweets from when she said she was a god. She said, quote, "My brain, located on the moon, is having just a grand old time, remote controlling everyone on Earth like an arcade." Quote, "You see the funny this is? Her spelling is atrocious. I actually never leave my Twitter page, but it is you who I have summoned to come to me, #power. Makes perfect sense to me. I don't. How could you not vote for this woman? She said, quote, "I have already predicted, programmed all of you. Now I'm fucking bored, !" End quote. She also said, "Funny how reptilian sounds a bit like reptila in." Guys, let me set the stage this deep into it, right? Guys, she talked about doing drive-by shootings while listening to Smashing Pumpkins. She says she's a reptilian god, and she thinks the earth is flat. Yep, she's even a flat earther. But her argument for this is gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your fucking mind, right? She said, quote, "Why are buildings standing straight up? They should have a tilt in it if it was curved. Yeah, if the earth was the size of the basketball. Like what? What?" She also fat shamed some social media influencers and made fun of another for being transgender, so that's always great. Honestly, what hasn't this woman done or said that is absolutely horrendous and awful? She's really covered the full gambit here. I don't think you can get any more verbose and ridiculous as this. But she did. So she vanished for a little bit, ended up starting up a website and working with an e-cigarette company to sell e-liquids for vapes. I don't know who would want her as their endorsement, but sure, go right ahead. But she came back to tell the public that Hollywood is run by Satan and that she was possessed by Satan and that Hollywood is full of evil. You know, I can't disagree with the Hollywood is full of evil stuff, but I'm a little skeptical on the Satan possession thing. Obviously, while it's really funny to sit here and talk about how she's a flat earth reptilian god guru, there's also the conversation of whether or not she is fit to be a parent. I'm gonna answer that for you. I'm gonna go out on an academic limb here. Consider it a bit of a philosophical foresight, you know? No, she's crazy. Take her kids away. Holy shit, I don't know. She put a fucking Hitler mustache on her child. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not have supervised visits with CPS. But what is Tila really up to today? What does the woman do on society? You know, clearly we don't want her because she's nuts. But she's gone pretty much quiet. She does post on Facebook still. Most of it's insane. She sells art under the name Tornado Thien, but I don't know who would want to buy Tila Tequila's artwork. It must be out of that, you know, trying to emulate her hero thing. So assumedly we can expect her to invade Poland in the next couple of months. Also, what kind of name is Tornado? But I assume that's part of the porn naming thing. She also actually, speaking of the porn thing, she did lots of porn, but she also insulted some of her former co-workers who had passed away, saying that they were possessed by the devil, they're bad people because they do porn, yada yada yada. You get the point. Tila Tequila ain't a good person, but what's she doing today aside from selling art and being a massive racist? Pretty much nothing. I honestly don't know how you would want to associate with someone like Tila Tequila, so I totally get why people won't hire her for acting. So she's not really good, but you know what is good? FPS Diesel merch. That's right, I have merch now, and you can go pick it up over at fpsdiesel.merchforall.com. Sorry, I had to look at my script, but I can do that. That's right, if you want to be edgy, you can do that and go be edgy by buying edgy merch. You need to tell your parents that you're edgy, so get some edgy merch to prove it. And while you're down there, make sure to follow me on social media at FPS Diesel. In the meantime, you know, don't be awful people like Tila Tequila. I think that should be pretty easy for most of you to do.